Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live Jai-Alai in the Magic City. This is day 2 of our 2020 season. I'm Stu Nyman. I'm sitting here responsibly, socially distanced from Andrew Blackman. Hello, Andrew.
Stu, good to be back here today with you on this fine Saturday afternoon.
Awesome. If you're new to Jai-Alai, as we said yesterday, think of us as the Jai-Alai guy, which I guess would be me, and the sports guy. And we'll be your hosts throughout today's games. Speaking of games, we have 9 of them, beginning at 4 p.m., just less than 10 minutes away. In addition to exciting play, you too can win and win big. Each of today's games offers win, place, show, as well as quinella, exacta, and trifecta wagering. And if you're new to Jai-Alai, we'll do some explanations of those wagers as we go throughout today's performance. We also offer the high-paying High Five Jackpot, a Pick 3, and all new for 2020, the Mighty Ocho. The Mighty Ocho is a Pick 8 jackpot wager that begins in Game 1. Now, wagering is not necessary in order to enjoy the awesome Jai-Alai action we have in store for you today, but Jai-Alai is the fastest game that you too can win. It's the time of day where we draw your attention to any scratches that we have in today's performance. A scratch is a player who is not performing, usually for a medical reason, and we did have a scratch coming out of yesterday. Number 8, Jedden, is scratched in all his scheduled appearances today. Once again, Jedden, number 8, is scratched in all his scheduled appearances today. There are no scratches in Game 1. There are no scratches in Game 2. Jedden was scheduled to play in Game 3. So Game 3, Post 3, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with number 23, Ikeda. Game 3, Post 3, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Ikeda. There are no scratches in Game 4. Let's move to Game 5, Post 6. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Anderluck. Game 5, Post 6. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Anderluck. There are no scratches in Game 6. There are no scratches in Game 7. Moving to Game 8, Post 1. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Vuelo. Game 8, Post 1. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Vuelo. Finally, Game 9, Post 8. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with El Barba. Game 9, Post 8. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with El Barba. That's the scratch of Jedden as it affects today's performance in its entirety. And we're happier than you know that we can bring you live Jai-Alai action on this new channel, but we're well aware of the challenges many of you are facing. As a team, we've faced many of these same challenges and have worked hard to employ mitigation protocols that will keep our players and support staff safe. You'll notice that our players are not sitting on a bench in the cage. Our locker room's closed. They're actually spread throughout the auditorium, and they'll be wearing gloves on their non-cesta hand throughout the performance. We do remain closed to the public for the time being. We've thankfully all tested negative and are practicing social distancing behind the scenes, including myself and Andrew here. We have this plexiglass between us, which gives it a nice prison feel, but, anything we have to do to stay safe and healthy. Some incidental contact on the court is unavoidable, but we're going to work hard to successfully play Jai-Alai in the world as it now exists. So with all this in mind, we ask you to sit back and relax. They're safe at home until you can be with us here at Magic City Jai-Alai. We just really hope you enjoy. Game 1 in the all-new Mighty Ocho is just now 6 minutes away. 6 minutes till post time. Post time, the time we start the games. Just 6 minutes away. Andrew, how are you?
Stu, as you said earlier, good to be back here for our second day. Thought day one went pretty well. Day 1 was, thought there were going to be some technical issues, worked through those, got some good rhythm going between you and I. I'm excited for, how we're going to be in a couple months. I think that was a good start for us.
Either that or we won't be able to sit next to each other, talk to each other. We're going to put a, large blanket here between
We're going to have to we're going to have to see something where we can't actually see each other in a while, just so we hear each other's voices.
I actually haven't spoken to anybody this much in probably years.
Yeah, this is weird for me, too. I'm just video games, go back home, played video games for a couple hours, and it was good. But it's good to be out here back with some Jai-Alai. We got some standings updates for you yesterday. Pretty good day to start it off, Stu. Last year's singles champion Douglas four-bagger, as Paulie would say, took home 4 wins. I think he only had 6 appearances. He was in the money in 5 of those. And probably the standout performance of the day, you look down at the standings, Ikeda was in 8 games. He placed in all 8 of those games, and one of those was a quad, one of those was a show, but 4 second places, that is a place, and 2 wins. So pretty good performance from Ikeda yesterday. Vuelo also a 3-bagger, 3 wins for him. Diaz with 3 wins and 2 places. So standings honestly pretty balanced out through these first 2 games. What did you think of the play yesterday? And maybe someone that might not be at the top of the standings, but looking to really, get it back on track today.
There's absolutely no question that how someone plays on the court usually, but not always, translates to really strong statistics. So yesterday, to be perfectly honest with you, Douglas, coming out of last year, obviously he's very impressive, but I think the person I was most impressed with yesterday was CRB.
Yeah.
CRB's play, how he was moving on the court, his catching. That's one of the things that is a little different with us at this stage as we're in our 3rd year. A guy like CRB, he's only been playing highlight for a little over a year.
Right.
And as we've explained quite often, Magic City took a different approach. Our players only have, at most, 3 years experience. Mm-hmm. Now, it's true that Kubala did play several years as an amateur before he got here, but he's the outlier on this roster. So most people don't come to professional highlight as people may have experienced in Dania or Miami or any of the Connecticut frontons when they did exist. They don't usually come with less than 3 to 5 years of amateur experience. So the fact that CRB's in his starting his 2nd year and he's only been playing for a year and a few months is really exceptional. One of the things that you develop just gradually over time, people just take for granted catching.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, catching requires this obsessive life focus until it becomes natural. Then at some point it absolutely becomes natural.
Yeah, and sort of going off that as well, I remember at the beginning of July of last year, he had only been playing for 4 or 5 months then, and not anything bad about CRB, but he was really struggling just to catch the ball even at the beginning of last season, and there were balls that would come right to him. He would drop it left side, right side. Now you see that he is so much more comfortable out there. He's moving, and it's just translating, to wins and obviously money in his pocket, so that's really good for him.
And then as we have 3 minutes till we begin the first game, we mentioned that Jedden is scratched. Jedden's been nursing a back injury, in the off season, so we finished November 30th, the 2nd season, and obviously we began yesterday. But in the off season, the players are basically paid year round, and they're paid to practice. Mm-hmm. So they practice 3 or 4 days a week. Some players practice a little bit more than others. Practices are required, and the times are assigned. But Jedden's been having a problem for, I'd say, probably going on 3 months. Originally, he thought it was potentially a kidney stone, and that was ruled out. So it's a problem in his lower back, and you could see on his face yesterday. Fortunately, we have the view of being able to look through the back wall here. You could see the pain in his face when he was going to serve.
Yeah, and definitely he was moving very gingerly, just walking to the ball and everything. So obviously one of the most popular guys on the roster. Great personality, always fun to be around. Know the guys love him. So we wish you the best in your recovery, and hopefully you're back soon, Jed. Love to have you out here.
2 minutes. We have 2 minutes till post in game number 1. Game 1 is now just 2 minutes away. 2 minutes till we begin this Saturday afternoon performance.
And for those of you joining us for the first time, yesterday we explained sort of how the level of competition in these games works. So just to run through the program here, we have basically 3 different levels of competition in these games is how we're going to go. Game 1 is going to be, think of it, if you're a baseball fan, is a AA. That is a lower level. Obviously, all these guys are professional, but sort of the lower level of the professionals, guys that are still really in the development phase, but really played well yesterday, Stu. The guys in those first and second games, which those second games are the middle tier games. Think of those as AAA. All those guys played really well. And then in games 3, games 6, and games 9, those are going to be sort of the MLB type, sort of the better players we have. So just to give you a little format of how the games are going to go. So games 1, 4, and 7 are going to be more AA level. Games 2, 5, and 8 are going to be about AAA, and then you got those 3, 6, and 9 going to be MLB level. I see 0 minutes to game 1. Stu, hand it over to you.
When it says 0 minutes to game 1, that usually means it's time to play Jai-Alai. Ladies and gentlemen, with this serve, we'll begin game number 1, a Spectacular 7 singles match. Spectacular 7 means that points will double after the first round of play. The first matchup of today's performance is Asier and Vuelo. Post 1, the red shirt, Asier, blue shirt at post 2, Vuelo.
And Vuelo really looking to pick up where he left off yesterday. Only 20 wins in the 2019 season. Obviously, we talked about how injuries have been a problem for him, but 3 already on day number 1. A terrific start for him. Let's see how he rebounds from that today. Or rather, builds off that today.
There's the judge's whistle. We're ready to begin. There's the serve. Game 1 begins. Good catch by Asier at the 9 line. Here's Vuelo. Vuelo with the hard thrown reverse 2-all. The dink shot scores. Point 2. Here's the white shirt of post 3, number 30, Diaz. Vuelo with a good catch on the forehand, sends it deep right to the corner. Rebote by Diaz. Vuelo winds up. Good catch by Diaz. Diaz with the reverse 2-all. Soft touch. Not soft enough. Diaz has it in a good catch. Here's Vuelo. Well, Diaz keeps it on the inside. Vuelo. Rebote, not his strong suit, but he threw it really well there. One-handed grab by Vuelo.
It's going to score. Wow.
Point 2. We don't have an audience here, but we do have players that are sitting where the audience usually does, and they're quite enthused about that.
Yeah, they know a good play when they see one, Stu.
Our next matchup, Vuelo versus Juice. Strong forehand by Juice. Passes to the rebote. Vuelo sends that straight off the court. Point 4. Four now serves to the black shirt of post 5. Our next matchup. Juice. Cool Fitness. Good catch by Cool Fitness. Backhand will score for Cool Fitness. Point 5.
And that's probably one, Stu, that you'd like to see Juice take on the left side instead of running across the ball. That's something you've been preaching a lot, and you'd like to see him do that there.
Here's post 6, the yellow shirt, Lamonte. This ball gets by Lamonte on the inside and scores. Point 5. Next matchup in this first round is Cool Fitness and Fred. Strong backhand by Fred. There's the rebote. It's a 2-all, just misses. That hit the pad, and the pad is bad. Point 7.
And we have the luxury of being back here, Stu. We can really see the power that Fred gets behind that backhand, something he did not have last year. Really, really showing improvement there.
Receiving post 8, CRB. Nice backhand by CRB. There's a missed rebote on the forehand. Rebote, the rebound play coming from the back wall. Missed. Point 8. That completes the first round of play. All points are now double through the end of the game. Here's post 1, Assier. CRB, forehand rebote. Assier with a strong backhand. Forehand rebote hooked to the pad. Point 1. That'll bring back the white shirt to post 3. Number 30, Diaz. Point 3. Next matchup in the second round. Diaz serves. The blue shirt at post 2, Fuelo. Diaz with an exceptionally beautiful, I mean, picture perfect 2-wall, 2-score, beautifully executed. Point 3.
If this is your first time watching, Stu, as you said, I mean, it does not get better than that, particularly where he had to throw it. He was moving, just perfectly cut out into that side netting.
Next matchup, Diaz, Juice, green shirt at post 4. Diaz with the catch. There's the throw, crossing the sidewall at the 9-line. Juice is there. It's another rebote 2-wall. This one does not cut. Juice has it. Hard throw. Stopped on the forehand of Diaz. Ball coming in hard and fast and scoring. Point 4.
And that's really one of Juice's strengths, too. For a guy that's not very big, gets a ton of power behind those shots.
Tremendous power on his forehand. Here's yellow shirt at post 6, Lamonte. Nice backhand by Lamonte. Excellent catch by Lamonte on the forehand. He comes over the top, low, just above the pad. That's another good catch by Lamonte. Outside placement by Lamonte. Juice missed the rebote. Point 6. Well played by both of these players.
You get a little clap from the players out there.
And the crowd goes wild. Black shirt, a post 5. Cool Fitness. Ball tipped on the forehand of Lamonte. Point 5. Back and ready to receive in post 7. The pink shirt. We have Fred. Powerful backhand by Fred. Kicks all the way out to the 5-line. Nice touch by Cool Fitness. Fred, 1 foot on the wall. Hard reverse comes again. Feeds the rebote back to the 6-line. Soft touch on the rebote. Real soft touch by Cool Fitness. And it scores. Nice change up there for Cool Fitness. Nice touch. Point 5.
And sometimes, too, those soft ones are the hardest ones to catch. You're used to it coming very quickly. That's a good idea from Cool. Gives him possible game point.
Absolutely possible game point here for Cool Fitness, and the black shirt at post 5 trying to stop him. CRB. Cool Fitness, rebote to the inside. Excellent catch by CRB at the 12-line. Cool Fitness hustling, makes the catch. CRB again. Too hard, too high, and out of play. That is point and game 2. The black shirt of post 5, number 24, Cool Fitness. 5-3, 48-60. The 5 to win, returning 24-60. So the 5-3-4. Once again, the Quinella 3-5, $57. 50-cent trifecta, 5-3-4, $154.35. Trifecta, that's the first, second, and third place finishers. And one thing that you've heard me saying repeatedly, part of the fact, just because it's a reflex that I'm trying to break myself of, which, well, yeah, we should take a side. There should be a prop bet on that. Whether Will Stu, how many times will he say, how many times is he going to say post? But it's, you know.
In one game, I give it 1 a game. I put it at 9.5. I put 8.5, 9.5.
See, fortunately, as someone who doesn't gamble, I have no idea what 8.5 means. But anyway, moving along, is that it's important for you to understand what it is that I'm talking about. The post position. In fact, if you look on your screen right now, post position are those shiny, bright colored numbers there on the left side of your screen. Post position is the number that's on the front of the player's jersey. So, Wello in this next game will be coming out in Post 1, Cool Fitness in Post 2, Ben in Post 3, Tennessee in Post 4, CRB in Post 5, Ikeda in Post 6, El Barba in Post 7, and Diaz in Post 8. And then the number that you happen to see on the back of their jersey is their permanent player number, which brings us to a question. One of the most common questions I get asked in highlight, but literally like for 30 years I've been asked this question. Do they all have different shirts? Yes.
Yes.
They
do have 8 shirts.
But you don't think about that. Yeah, no, they all have 8 post positions.
I'm sure Tide is very happy about that.
Yes, I'm
absolutely. Well, Stu, just going off that, we got a little explanation video for all you guys that are new to Jai-Alai, new to singles. Give a more in-depth explanation of what Stu just mentioned. Take a look.
Singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the Post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the Post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
And we hope you enjoyed that informative video. I'm actually saying that knowingly, but I can't see it on this end. So I do sincerely hope that you enjoyed it. We have 3 minutes to Game 2. Game 2 is now 3 minutes away. Andrew, what do you think about this second game? Not what do you think about the game, but I mean, what do you think about the guys in the game?
Well, you see a lot of good guys in this second game here. Obviously, we mentioned...
By definition, we're going to say that about all of our players, aren't we, though? It's not like we're going to say, oh, yeah, this guy's trash. You got to get him out of your numbers. We're, of course, not going to say that. No.
Well, I will say this, that as we mentioned at the beginning, Ikeda did come in the money in all of those games yesterday, so if you're looking to bet or you're new to the game and looking to just get the beak wet a little bit, maybe a good guy to place a little win bet on. It's easier, to start off betting. Obviously, Highline's a little bit confusing, and I was getting a couple of questions of how do you bet, what's the structure, so just my advice for someone that may be new to the game or whatever, start off with maybe those win bets, those place bets, or those show bets. Those are easier. All you're looking to do is someone to finish in the top. And then as you get a little more advanced in the top
three... Now, wait a second. Don't get too advanced yet. You just said win, place, and show. Win speaks for itself. What the hell is a place or a show?
Absolutely, Stu. Well, I'm glad you asked that. Obviously, win is first place. Place is second place. If you place, that means you come in second. And show means that you come in third place. So if you were betting someone to show, you are betting them to come within the top 3. If you were betting a player to place, you are projecting them to come in the top 2. And if obviously you are betting a player to win, they have to win the game, the first 1, 2, 7, or 9.
Now you're saying this like you're an expert, and you are an expert. I mean, I'm beyond impressed with your knowledge. But by the same token, you are 21, if I'm not mistaken, or 22.
22 years old.
You're 22. So you've only been gambling theoretically for 4 years.
4 years about, yeah.
Wow.
It's one of those things, you grow up around sports, you just hear these terms, and they come sort of ingrained in your memory. Growing up in the household that I did, it was sports and watching sports and gambling on it was something that we did for fun. So, it's second nature. I enjoy it. You should get into it.
Daddy, what's a trifecta?
That was my first birthday. That was on the cake.
No, your third birthday was your trifecta birthday? We have 1 minute till post time in game 2.
Learning the terms, still. Learning the term. Unfortunately, it says 0 minutes to game 2. We're ready to go.
We are ready to begin game 2. Spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points with all points doubling after the first round of play. That's Spectacular 7 scoring. Serving in the red shirt of post 1, we have number 29, Vuelo. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Cool Fitness. Vuelo serves. Game 2 begins. Vuelo from the forehand. Tipped at the 9 line. Point 1. 1 first up on the board in our second game. That'll bring to the court a white shirt at post 3. Number 7, Ben. Matchup, Vuelo versus Ben. Strong backhand by Ben. Vuelo goes to the floor to make a rebote. That was beautifully played. Ben again. A little too hard, sends the rebote out. This is a swing and a miss at the 7 line. Point 3. Third matchup of the second game is Ben and Tennessee. Tennessee in the green shirt of post 4. Ben from the forehand. Tennessee just missed it on the right side. Point 3. That'll bring out the black shirt of post 5, number 18, CRB. CRB on the backhand, comes to the 9 line, bends there. Forehand rebote, midcourt, scooped up by Ben. Ball missed, midcourt, point 3. Next matchup in our second game, Ben and Ikeda. Ikeda in the yellow shirt of post 6. Scoop by Ben, high on the backhand. Forehand rebote by Ikeda. Here's Ben from the 10 line. Nice throw by Ben. Outside placement attempt. Hits the pad. Point 3. 3 is serving to the pink shirt of post 7, number 77, El Barba. El Barba from the forehand. Ben plays the rebote. Soft touch. El Barba on the run makes a great catch. Rifles it. And it scores. Great hustle by El Barba to score. Point 7.
And what made that shot so tough to handle, Stu, is you want to keep it along that inside wall. Really makes it difficult for a player to make the catch. That one coming really hard, really quickly. Ben, really no time to react to make that catch.
Here now to complete the first round and receive, wearing the purple shirt of post 8, number 30, Diaz. El Barba, nice pickup on the forehand. Right to the corner. Beautiful throw. Diaz hangs in there. El Barba on the run. Sends it back. Ball was tipped first time round. Point 7. First round of play is complete. All points are now doubled through the end of the game. First to return, post 2. The blue shirt, Cool Fitness. Cool Fitness on the backhand. Good pickup by El Barba. Ball dropped. Point 7. 7 now on the board with 4 points, serving to the returning 1 post. Here's Vuelo in the red shirt. Point 1. Here's post 4, Tennessee. Wello with a drop ball at the 10 line, point 4. Next matchup, Tennessee and CRB. CRB in the black shirt of post 5. Point 4. 4 on the board with 4 points. Serving now to post 6. Returning to the court is number 23, Ikeda. Ikeda back on the wall to try to keep it on the forehand. Tennessee kind of slaps at it, but he makes the rebote. Here's Ikeda. Great catch by Tennessee on the backhand. Hard backhand throw. Tennessee reaching out. Can't stop it. Point 6. Ikeda now serves to Ben in the white shirt of post 3. Ben on a strong backhand. This one clips the sidewall. Ikeda, nice positioning. Good effort by Ben. That ball was coming hard to the sidewall, crossing it just out of his cesta, 0.6. 6 on the board with 4 points, serving to the returning 8 post. Here's number 30, Diaz. Diaz on the backhand. He keeps it on the side wall. Nicely thrown. Diaz for the rebote. Ikeda with a hop. Fires it inside. Diaz goes to the floor. He digs that out. Beautifully, beautifully played by Diaz. Diaz again. This one hooked to the floor on the backhand. 0.6.
And there's no one better at that, Stu, than digging out those rebotes. You think they're going to hit low. He just flings it up and just hopes it hits the front wall.
6 on the board with 6 points, giving him possible game point. Trying to stop him, post 2, Cool Fitness. Cool Fitness from the forehand. Powerful, powerful forehand. Nice rebote. Good catch by Cool Fitness. Soft touch. Stopped by Ikeda. Ikeda goes hard to the inside. Cool Fitness hung in there to try to make that rebote. Well played by Cool Fitness, but this point and game goes to the yellow shirt of post 6, Ikeda. 6 wins it. We have a playoff for place in show, which is second and third place. 7, 4, and 3. 7 first serves, 2-4. Nice throw by Tennessee. Rebote forehand by El Barba. Well played. El Barba again moving aggressively to keep it on the forehand. Outside placement. Good eye by El Barba. Just lands out of play. Point goes to the 4. Possible second place finish here for Tennessee. Trying to stop him, Ben in post 3. Great catch by Tennessee. Tennessee on the run, makes the catch. He throws this one hard. Ben goes to the outside. Good read by Ben, and an even better throw. Look at this big bounce.
He's gonna get there.
Tennessee on the run, crashing into the sidewall. Missed it. Good effort, though. 0.3. This is place and show point, which is second and third place. 3 now serves to 4. Powerful backhand by Tennessee. Tennessee from the forehand. Looking to get a big bounce. And he got it. 2 score. Point and second place finish to post 4 Tennessee. Post 3 Ben. The white shirt finishes third. 6-4-3 unofficial order of finish for game 2.
Stu, again, that was our guy to watch, Ikeda. Yellow shirt of post 6. That is his third win of the year. He also has 4 second place finishes already, 1 third and 1 fourth place. So just a tremendous start to the season for Ikeda. Kind of knew it was coming. One of the guys that came later in the year last year, as they say, the so-called supplemental draft of Jai-Alai. We got him then. And honestly, his development from what we've seen in the offseason and from where he started, he's just been great this year, Stu.
Completely agreed. That gives us our prices for game number 2. The 6-4-3 was the finish. The Quinella, 4-6. That's first and second in any order. That's 73.40. The Trifecta, 6-4-3, 113.80. And if you bet the Tri-Box, 6-4-3 any order, first, second, or third, that's 28.45. Definitely looks like we have a little bit more action in today's pools coming out of yesterday. Yesterday, obviously, it's the reality of the world that we're living in right now. Once again, we are closed for in-house wagering, and pretty much every track around the country, most tracks around the country are closed to anybody coming there and wagering, so we're limited to what are called ADWs. We'll just leave it at ADW. The ADW that some people have been talking about, you talked about it earlier, was Watch and Wager.
Yeah.
Basically a place where you can go online and set up an account for like $10. It's like no money. And if someone's inclined to place a bet, obviously we like to say you don't have to place a bet to enjoy Highline. You certainly don't. But if you are looking to, Watch and WATC, Watch and Wager.
Watch and Wager.
Yeah, I was afraid I was going to misspell it. Are you actually going online?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna check it out. I'm not sure.
You're seriously going online?
Can we go online? We've got.
Don't we have a rule about that, George? Somebody? No. When you're announcing or playing,
millennials can go online whenever we want.
Millennials. Wow. You really went there. Millennials can go online whenever they want.
Just for the fans of Highlight here, I was just looking to see if there was a $10 setup, which I don't know if there is. I don't know if.
And then we go online and then we give the fans dead air. That's perfect.
That's perfect.
That's great.
Wow, hey, regardless.
You want to check your email while we're here?
I'll check. do my taxes. Yeah, we got some time, yeah.
Exactly. 5 minutes till post in Game 3. Game 3 is now just 5 minutes away. That begins our scratch. Scratch, once again, is when a player who is scheduled to play in the performance is scratched, usually for medical reasons. Sometimes there's bad traffic, but in this case, this is definitely a medical reason. Jedden is scratched in all his scheduled appearances today. Lower back injury. Been nagging him for about, let's say about 3 months. He's been practicing and just unfortunately couldn't play today. So that scratch is in Game 3 up next. Post 3, the white shirt, was supposed to be Jedden. Now it's going to be Ikeda. And with you picking up on Ikeda was hot coming out of the last game. He's got another game, so that the warm-up definitely makes a difference. It is a little difficult for players to get warm when they have to take a game off in between games. You really, if you're scheduled to play 4 games, you would like to play them in a row.
Yeah.
That way you get warm, and so he definitely has an advantage here with the fact that even though these are our best players that are coming out right now in this third game, they're not warm.
Yeah.
They've been sitting watching Highline for 2 games, and he's warm coming out of the last game. So Ikeda is the replacement for Jedden, Game 3, Post 3.
And Stu, you mentioned how they have the lineup here. It's sort of similar. Think about baseball. If you're a baseball fan, these guys come up and they play Game 1. They may have a couple turns off until they get back into it in Game 4. Just like in baseball, if you bat first, obviously you got to wait to get back in the rotation or your next time up. So a couple similarities, obviously, to baseball. In tennis, Stu, we've also talked about. You see those lines on the court, the rightmost line from the back camera view. That is an out of bounds line, like many sports, any sport, football, basketball, baseball. You got to keep it within those lines to keep it in, obviously. And then with this interesting feature here to our left, it looks something like a green monster, Stu, like you'd see over at Fenway Park. But that
Paulie's presence is for Mr. Paul Mazzell, who has been with us the last 2 years, is taking a little bit of well-deserved time off during this COVID nonsense.
Sure.
Fortunately, from what I understand, he's healthy and sending some very funny texts out. So, but that's how we want Paulie to stay. We want Paulie to stay healthy, so when he comes back, he can contribute to this madness that we've created with talking throughout the entire performance.
Yeah. And he's the one he's come up with the green monster, that upper netting, affectionately known here as Machu Picchu.
I asked him about that. I said, "Where did you get Machu Picchu from?" He says, "It's high."
It's just a height thing.
It's high.
Have you been to Machu Picchu?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I didn't leave anything there. Why would I go?
I've been to Machu Picchu, actually.
Have you really?
How about that?
Well, yeah, because the millennial thing, you have to experience thing. That's what I understand. With millennials, it's all about the experience.
I went for the picture, and now I have it on Instagram.
Really?
What the kids say.
Really?
Yeah.
So you basically got off the bus, went there, waved, took the picture, and then you were ready to go.
I was there for
back to the hotel with the air conditioning and the cable.
How was big? Wow. Yeah, pretty much. But I played a lot of PSP on that trip. But, it was good fun. You got to experience some stuff, go out to Peru. That was junior year. I mean, saw beautiful country, Peru. And I love those markets. You go around, you talk to people, you learn about the culture, and you just buy some cool things. Bought a lot of stuff for my family, some instruments, a couple blankets.
Did you get a hat? Is that where they have the... No, is that Ecuador with the hat?
Like the
straw hat.
The straw hats? I think that's more like Asia,
No, there's a couple places. Bolivia, maybe. I don't know. Well, you got the internet there. Look it up.
We've got.
No, actually, I'm kidding. Don't look it up. We only have a minute. We only have a minute till post. So we need to remind people of the scratch. Game 3, post 3, scratch. Jedden replaced Jedden with Ikeda, number 23. Game 3, post 3. Scratch Jedden replaced Jedden with Ikeda.
So, Stu, you said Ikeda obviously has an advantage going into this third game. You think he's going to win this one?
Yes, he does, and we're ready for Game 3. A spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. That's why it's a spectacular 7 singles match. Serving in the red shirt of post 1 is number 1, Anderluck. Receiving blue of post 2 is number 22, Bueno. Anderluck serves. We begin. Game 3. It's a nice backhand by Bueno. Anderluck for the rebote. 2-all. Picked up by Bueno. What a catch by Anderluck. I mean, that's a spectacular catch on the backhand. Anderluck on the forehand. That's his strong suit. Hard throw to the inside. Bueno hangs in there. What an effort by number 22, Bueno, to try to crack a long 2-wall rebote from the floor. Wow. Point 1.
That's what you got to love about all these guys here at Magic City Jai-Alai, Stu. They are not afraid to lay their bodies out on the line to get it up on that front wall.
White shirt at post 3, Ikeda substituting for Jedden. Anderluck from the forehand. Hard throw to the inside. Ikeda's there. Forehand rebote. Stays above the pad. Ikeda on the backhand. Rebote falls short. Point 3. The next matchup brings to the court the green shirt at post 4, Carballo. Ikeda versus Carballo. Carballo with a strong forehand. Ikeda with the catch. Carballo chooses the rebote. It's a 2-all. Ikeda, pick up on the forehand. Carballo with a hop. Hard to the inside, where it scores. Beautifully thrown by Carballo. Well played, point 4.
And Carballo really did not play his best highlight yesterday. That's just giving you a glimpse of what he can do. Ton of power. He really has all the skills.
Black shirt at post 5, number 77, El Barba receives. Over serve. Ball's got to land between the 4 and the 7 line on the serve. That went past the 7. This point goes to El Barba. Next matchup, El Barba and Douglas. Douglas receives in the yellow shirt at post 6. Douglas with a powerful throw to the inside. That's a great pickup by El Barba. Douglas from the 8 line. Sidearm carom. El Barba read it. Just missed it. Point 6. Definitely a good read by El Barba. Point goes to Douglas. Next matchup, Douglas and Ben. Ben receiving in pink shirt at post 7. Ben opens up on the forehand. Here's Douglas. Douglas fakes the carom, puts it back inside. Ben hustling for a second play on that ball. Just missed it on the rebote, point 6.
Douglas is able to sell that fake so well, as we talked about. One of the best players on this roster. Throws all the shots, can do it, so that will make it so tough to play him defensively.
Here's post 8, Kubala. Great serve by Douglas. Kubala goes to the corner to dig it out. Rebote, backhand. Catch by Kubala. Carom by Kubala. I mean, beautifully, beautifully, beautifully thrown. What a shot. Point 8.
And on those kill shots, you want a really sharp angle. Kubala there did that perfectly. Douglas with
the
almost
closer
no
the ball
chance.
cuts out to the front wall, the better. That was good. Points are double. First return, post 2, Bueno. Good catch by Kubala. Bueno on the reverse from the 10 line. Kubala. Here's Bueno. Bueno goes high and hard to the back wall. Rebote kicks all the way to the 5 line. Nice touch by Kubala. He gets out of the way. He's going to chase this down. Can't quite get there. Well played by both players. Point goes to the 2. Next matchup of the second round. Bueno and Anderluck. Anderluck receives in the red shirt of post 1. That's an overserve. Point 1. One now serves to the returning 3 shirt, the white shirt at post 3, number 23, Ikeda. What a serve by just a picture perfect serve. Happened too quick to even comment on it. Point 1. Possible game point for Anderluck in post 1. Trying to stop him, Carballo.
That is the world's fastest game, Stu.
That hit the overhead screen. That's point and game to the red shirt of post 1, Anderluck. 1 wins it. We will now have a playoff for second and third place. Douglas serves to Bueno. Once again, playoff for second and third place. Over serve. Once again, ball's got to land between the 4 and 7 line. That hit the floor just past the 7 line. Point. And second place, 2 post 2, 6 shows in third place. Unofficial order of finish, 1, 2, 6. That serve by Anderluck absolutely positively caught me off guard. I think I looked down for a second. I mean, that's one of the benefits of one of the beautiful things about Jai-Alai is that, you know, obviously it's always been deemed the world's fastest game.
Sure.
Now, traditionally it's been played on a longer court with a slightly harder ball than the ball we use. The ball we use now is a little bit harder than a lacrosse ball with tremendous bounce. Obviously, it's not anything that you want to be hit with.
Certainly not.
But the points happen so fast, and that serve was just literally, that was a perfect serve. That gets us to our prices for game number 3. Coming in first, Anderluck. Taking second was Bueno. Coming in third, post 6, Douglas. 1-2-6 was the official result. The Quinella, 1-2. That's first and second in any order, returning $43. Trifecta 126, returning 237.80. And if you had a 50-cent try box, that returned 59.45. Once again, the pools, when we say pools, that's the money that's wagered in each one of these different types of bets. The exacta bet is one pool, the Quinella is another pool, Trifecta is another pool, win, place, and show pools. The money in these pools is respectable. Win, places, and shows are almost all covered, which is good to see. And there's some nice money in these pools. So, someone walking home with $237.80 on that Trifecta. I freely admit that in 30 years of being with Jai-Alai, I would watch people, in management, you don't always, get involved in the nitty-gritty. You should, but I didn't. So I'd walk amongst the betting lines when I wasn't handling complaints about hamburgers that were underdone and hot dogs that, you said it was advertised in the paper.
Sure.
Exactly. You said you had a 25-cent hot dog. It's like, well, it's 50 cents. I'm sorry. And of course, you just wind up reaching in your own pocket half the time. But when you're walking amongst the betting lines, you see these traditional pari-mutuel enthusiasts standing at the windows going, give me the 2-3-2-3 over the 4-7-8. To this day, I have no clue what that means.
No,
none. I know it's a key because someone told me that it was a key, but then if you want me to explain what a key is, forget about it. That's why I'm glad we're trying to simplify this, because I can handle that. If you want to get into all different types of bizarre combinations, and they're not bizarre, people enjoy doing it. That's great. And when people try to explain it to me, they think it's nice that I still don't know what it means. And they smile and take pity on me, and they start explaining it. It's like, I still don't know what you're talking about.
No, it was one of those things when I was first experiencing Jai-Alai. My dad would go up to the window and they rattling off numbers like we were making the joke about. He was like a telemarketer. I couldn't even understand the numbers he was saying. I don't even know how someone was able to punch those in as he was saying them that quickly, or even know what that meant. Even to this day, Stu, you think I understand? I would say I have probably a good grasp on gambling and pari-mutuel wagering, but even to this day, I can't even come close to that level of understanding.
Some of the smartest people that I've known, literally, one of them is listening in today, Dennis. But some of the smartest people that I've known are mutual clerks, the folks who take the wagers.
They have to be
here at the track. I mean, they're just so quick.
Yeah, they got to be quick. They got to be fat, and they got to
do math.
They got to do quick math in their head, and obviously, they can't make that many mistakes. These guys probably very rarely do.
Pari-mutuels do have a rich history in this country, as does Jai-Alai.
Sure.
Which is what we're playing today. We have 4 minutes to Game 4. Game 4 now less than 5 minutes away. Jedden wasn't scheduled to play in this game, so he's not scratched. And we're back to the first group of players: Juice, Fred, CRB, Lamonte, Diaz, Cool Fitness, Acier, and Tennessee. Some of the players moonlight in the other games. Obviously, Tennessee's plays throughout there. Some play exclusively in these early games. And that's based on skill and how they compete against each other. And the truth of the matter is that any player can move up or down.
Yeah.
And there is no difference in how they're paid. One thing that's unique about us is basically everybody makes the same here. In addition to that, benefits that are traditional with any business, so that's good. But then when they come to play, when we play during the season, it pays $100 for every win, $50 for every place, $25 for every show. And when we have a Superfecta game, that plays $15 for 4. And that adds up.
It certainly does add up. You can already see, guys with 3-4 wins, that's, almost pretty good week.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And, something I was thinking, there's probably a lot of viewers out there, Stu, that are saying, wow, this sport doesn't look so hard. These guys transitioned with a couple years of experience. I've played it. I've tried this sport as someone that I'm not going to talk about my athletic prowess because there is none. But I can throw and I can catch. And the one thing that I will say that any haters, if you will, out there saying, oh, I could do this, it's easy. The toughest thing is that Jai-Alai, the way you throw is not like baseball or, you would throw a pass in basketball or any other sport. You really have to keep that arm extended.
Straight arm, loose wrist.
Straight arm, loose wrist. And that really The only sport where I can sort of see the parallels to that really is golf. And just imagine if you're a golfer having to play with the club sort of attached to your arm. You couldn't bend it, really. I mean, that's sort of what these guys are dealing with. And if you play golf and you understand the margin of error, there's such a small club head face. These guys have such a small area to catch the ball. I mean, how much space is there, Stu? Even if you know
margin of error on if you took the ball and you just suspended it in the cesta, which is the basket that's tied to their hand, you'd see about a half inch on either side. So it was right in the middle of those two. And realistically, I mean, something would be similar as if you were trying to catch gradually, because most of them, they're getting to the point where now the better guys are catching it at the tip of the cesta.
Yeah.
So that'd be like catching a ball coming at you, like catching a baseball with a 2x4.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to stop it. Obviously, you would cushion it. You would, the way, one of the things that we said in training was catch it like it's a raw egg. I mean, that's when you first start.
Right.
Is you want to, give with your body. Exactly. You want to bring it in, and then at some point, hopefully right about now, it starts becoming second nature for these guys. We have 1 minute till post in Game 4. And we are ready to begin our fourth game. Game 4, spectacular, 7, singles match. Play to 7 points, all points double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt at post 1, number 10, Juice. Receiving the blue post 2, Fred. There's the serve. We begin Game 4. Juice not going for it on the left side. Trying to get his body around the ball, that's difficult. Point 2.
And an early matchup of the brothers Joseph for Game 4.
Next matchup, Fred and CRB. CRB receives in the white shirt of post 3.
That's Fred and Juice that are brothers too, not Fred and CRB.
Good catch. Almost made by CRB. That went in and out of his cesta. This point goes to the 2. Here's post 4, Lamonte. Nice throw by Lamonte. Fred turns around to play the rebote. That's a great catch by Lamonte. Fred from the forehand. Tries to throw a carom. Juggling on the catch. Ball has to be caught and stopped when you make the catch. That ball came in fast, bobbled around in the cesta. That's a loss of point. Point goes to the 2. 2 on the board with 3 points. Receiving in the black shirt of post 5, Diaz. Ball missed on the backhand of Fred. Point goes to the 5. In our next matchup, we have Diaz and Cool Fitness. Cool Fitness receiving. Yellow shirt, post 6. What a serve by Diaz. Point 5.
And that serve, Stu, you mentioned, came in really low, crossing right about at the 11 line. Having to get that low and have it cross, that's just a tough play for Cool. Great serve from
post
Diaz.
7. The pink shirt, Asier receives. Diaz for the rebote on the backhand. He scores point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Wearing the purple shirt of post 8, Tennessee. Point 7. Here's post 1, Juice. Big serve, but it's over. Ball's got to land between the 4 and 7 line. That past the 7, this point goes to post 1. Here's the white shirt of post 3, CRB. Ball missed, point 1. 1 on the board with 4 points. Serving to the green shirt of post 4. Here's Lamonte. Robote on the forehand, missed by Juice, point 4. Lamonte serves to Fred, who returns in the blue shirt of post 2. Fred trying to get it on the forehand back at the 12 line. This point goes to the 4.
And that's why you would like to see him take that on the left side, Stu. It gives him a lot more space to make the catch, not having to put his back against that side wall.
Exactly. Here's yellow shirt of post 6, Cool Fitness. That's an underserve. Point 6. Here's post 5, Diaz. Cool Fitness on the backhand. He throws it hard. Diaz picks it up on the forehand. Cool Fitness makes a nice save on the Robote. Here's Diaz. Scoop by Cool Fitness. Diaz, great effort on that Robote. Just lands out. Point 6. 6 on the board with 4 points. Serving to post 8. Returning, Tennessee. Tennessee's strong forehand. That scores. Point 8. Back and ready to receive in the pink shirt of post 7 is Assier. Ball missed by Tennessee, point 7. Here's post 3, CRB. Strong forehand throw by Assier, scores, point 7. Possible game point now for the pink shirt of post 7, Assier. Trying to stop him. Post 1, the red shirt, Juice. Assier trying to make that catch on the forehand. That came in low and hard in the middle of the court, though. Point 7. Point 1, rather. That gives Juice possible game point. He's got 6 points. Trying to stop him, Fred. That hit the top rail. That's out of play. Point 2. Another possible game point, this time for Fred in post 2, trying to stop him. Lamonte in the green shirt. Post 4. Lamonte, nice backhand. Here's Fred. Low and hard. Coming in and scoring for Lamonte. Point 4. Another possible game point. This time for Lamonte in the green shirt at post 4. Trying to stop him. Post 5, Diaz. Diaz winds up. Good catch by Lamonte at the 8 line. Sends it back deep. Robote. Lamonte. Had it. Dropped it. Point 5. Diaz has 4 points, serving to Cool Fitness in the yellow shirt at post 6. He also has 4.
Yeah, Stu, we talk about how it's so hard to close games out here in Jai-Alai. You see a couple of examples right there. Uncharacteristic mistakes. It's just hard to close.
That's an underserve. That's the problem with that low serve is you start flirting with that with the underserve. That's definitely an underserve. Point 6. Possible game point, yellow shirt at post 6. Cool Fitness. Trying to stop him, Tennessee. Tennessee, strong forehand. Cool Fitness is there. Tennessee going for the rebote. That landed in and scores. Wow. Point 8.
Yeah, he had very little time to react for that one. Just trying to get it off the front wall. Cool had so long to run. It was tough for him to get there, too.
8 on the board with 4 points. Serving to post 3, CRB. Tennessee with the catch. Back to the inside. Another good catch by CRB. CRB was going outside, only got it to the middle of the court. Throwing blind can be dangerous for the judges. Point 8. Ladies and gentlemen, the game cannot be played beyond 7 points. 8 serves 7 for the game. Asier, strong backhand. Tennessee, 2-all rebote. Asier holds onto it on the forehand. Sends it back. Tennessee's got it on the backhand. Asier hangs in there, makes the rebote. Tennessee's got it. Sends it back. Point and game for the purple shirt of post 8, Tennessee. 8 wins it. We will now have a playoff for second and third place. 1 first serves to 4. 6 will then serve to 7.
This is very rare, Stu. You see all those guys with 6 points. A ton of points on the board. A lot of people had a chance to close that game out. Only Tennessee was able to do it.
Lamonte with a drop ball. Point. And place, which is second place, 2. Post 1. Juice. 6 now serves to 7. Cool Fitness serves Asier. Beautiful carom thrown by Asier. Cool Fitness got it. Throws what's called a carambola. That is front wall, side wall, floor, and back out for third place. Cool Fitness. 8-1-6, unofficial order of finish.
And the carambola shot, rarely seen executed that well. probably one of the better ones we've seen here over the past few years, Stu. What do you think?
That was absolutely beautiful. We've been trying to ease people into the different shots in highlight. And unfortunately, what winds up happening is that if I see one that's actually really thrown well, it's hard not to call it what it is.
Right.
So that is a carambola. A carambola is typically thrown, it doesn't have to be thrown low, but it's often thrown low to the front wall, kind of like a reverse carom. It's the front wall first, the side wall second, then blasts out somewhere. Usually they are typically thrown pretty hard. Carom the opposite. Carom in highlight, you're always throwing the ball forward, so it's always going towards the front wall, but caroms go off the side wall, then to the floor, and then out. Both are kill shots. And here are our results for our fourth game. The Quinella won 8, 52-40. The trifecta, that's first, second, and third in any order, 277-60. And the first number for the pick 3 is the number 8. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Game 5, a spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points, with all points doubling after the first round of play. There is a scratch. Once again, Jedden, who was scheduled to play in this performance, is injured. Will not be able to play, therefore he is a scratch. Game 5, post 6. Scratch Jedden replaced Jedden with number 1, Anderluck. Game 5, post 6. Scratch Jedden replaced Jedden with number 1, Anderluck. Post time for Game 5, the time we start. Game 5, just about 7 minutes away.
And while we have a couple minutes to, why not meet the winner of that last game? Tennessee, his first win of the 2020 season. Last year, finished in 7th place overall in our single standings. He compiled 67 wins. Originally from Nashville, Tennessee. As you can see why the name on the back of his jersey says Tennessee. That's where he's from, representing his home state. And he was a pitcher on the 1999 UM Baseball National Championship team. Also pitched in the minor leagues. I believe it was in the New York Yankees organization, if I'm not mistaken.
Wasn't it Montreal?
The Expos.
I believe it was Montreal. I think it was Montreal.
So it's one of those millennial things. I really didn't live through the
No,
Expos
I could be wrong.
era.
I could be just because I have a slightly deeper voice and I'm 51. we think that I know what I'm talking about, but no.
Either or. I think you're right. But Tennessee, we've been doing these player comps to player comparisons.
He did, however, pitch. Hold on, before you get to that, He did, however, pitch in the '99 World Series of College. That I do know.
He did.
Because he won. The UM won that year.
UM did win that year. I think he might have been, was he number 37? Is 37, I think?
Yes, that's why he's wearing number 30. And 37 is a major, when he asked for 37, because the players requested the numbers, their permanent player number, which appears on the back of their jersey. We explained to him that 37 has this tradition of excellence in highlight, literally going back to the 1930s, I believe.
Really?
Yes, player by the name of Piston, who was one of the greatest of all times, played in the 30s and 40s.
Wow.
Actually, that may have been the 40s and 50s, but somewhere in there. And when I was a little kid, he used to play at Orbea's Amateur Highlight on Sundays. I mean, we're talking about like 77, 78.
Just Sundays. It was
just one day.
One day a week.
He
didn't need to showcase.
And then, of course, the great Orbea. The reason why we wear helmets, because no one wore helmets until 1968 when he was hit in the head.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And after that, they wore helmets in highlight. He was number 37. And the great Joey. Sure. A lot of people do know Joey. They're going, Piston, Orbea, my father heard of him. Joey, Joey. I remember Joey. Yeah, Joey was also number 37. Boulevard played under 37, depending upon where he played. So 37 has this tradition of like number 1 players. And then Tennessee came and said, I'd like to wear 37. It's like, go ahead.
Wow. He has certainly improved very much. His first win of the year, as we mentioned. That's interesting. 37 in highlight, like 23 in basketball, like Michael Jordan, right?
No, that's why you're the sports guy. I'm the highlight guy.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
although it's a lot, being a sports guy gets you a lot further than being a highlight guy. Hopefully that's going to change with this, though.
Being a sports guy led me to Jai-Alai. So they're one and the same.
That's good. I like the way you did that.
But as we mentioned, we have these player comparisons we've been doing, comparing the players on our roster to guys in major sports that you may recognize if you are new to Jai-Alai. For Tennessee here, Stu, this was a tough one. I mean, Tennessee, just a couple facts about him, probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever come across in your life. He would just give snacks for the whole team last year.
Wouldn't give. He would do the shopping, but he collected from everyone.
Well, I never had to pay. I never had to pay money, so I don't know what happened there.
That's one of the perks.
It's one of the perks of being
one of our
announcer.
many perks. Many perks.
Well, getting into Tennessee, his pro comparison here, I went with a guy, actually a retired football player. Many of you know him, Andrew Luck. Obviously, Andrew Luck, a floor general. He is a team leader. Tennessee is, I would say, definitely one of the leaders of the team, both on and off the court. The type of guy that'll come up to you, just ask, how your day's going, talks to everyone, will stay. Even last year when we had fans in the crowd, he was one of the guys that would always stay, interact with the fans. So if you'd really like to reach out to one of the players, I know Tennessee's very active on his Instagram. I'm sure he would love all the fans, loves to interact with the fans. Just overall, a great guy.
Daryl Roque.
Follow,
Daryl Roque. Yes, he's extremely approachable.
Daryl Roque on Instagram.
Consistently one of our favorites on when we do get back to having folks here at Magic City. Sunday, our family day, obviously the most popular day that we have. Tennessee's the first one out there.
Yeah, he's always willing to stay.
That's a perfect comparison, Andrew.
No, Andrew. Well, I got a couple more things here. I said quintessential teammate. That's a big word. That's 4 syllables. Wow. Quintessential. Good thing it was 4. That would have been bad. Fireball throwers. Obviously, Andrew Luck just had a big arm in Tennessee. Was a pitcher, so his right arm definitely gets a lot of power behind that. And as we said, the nicest guy in the sport, Andrew Luck, obviously known as the type of guy that would congratulate you after taking a big hit. I think Tennessee probably, if he was playing quarterback, you hit him pretty good, he would be the one, you help him up, you say, hey, nice hit.
That actually describes our experience with Tennessee the first 2 years. Exactly. I'm sorry I beat you. That gets us to post time in game number 5. This is a spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. All points double after the first round of play. Aren't they all spectacular? Yes, they are all spectacular games. Serving in the red shirt of post 1, number 23, Ikeda. Receiving in the blue of post 2, number 22, Bueno. Ikeda serves. We begin game 5. Robote missed on the forehand of Bueno. Point 1. Next matchup in our 5th game. Ikeda serving 2, Tennessee. White shirt at post 3. Tennessee from left hand. Point 3.
And Ikeda's smiling. He knows that he definitely should have done better. Maybe let it go. Reached up a little too high to try to make that catch.
Green shirt at post 4. El Barba receives. Tennessee from his knees. El Barba with the 2-all. That hit the top of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. Point 3. Three on the board with 2 points. Here is the black shirt at post 5. Our next matchup, Tennessee and CRB. CRB on the backhand, caught on the forehand of Tennessee. CRB with a nice 2-wall play off the rebote. Tennessee.
That's unbelievable. See, that's
made a nice
shot.
carom on the return. CRB, great hustle, but that was 2 bounces before he caught the ball. Got to catch the ball in the air or after the first bounce. 0.3.
And so you were talking about how the carom off the side wall, then hitting the front wall, doesn't need to be hard. That was a perfect example of a soft throw that did score on the carom.
Absolutely true. Here's the yellow shirt at post 6. Substituting for Jedden is number 1, Anderluck. Tennessee taking a swing. 0.6. Our next matchup, Anderluck and Cool Fitness. Cool Fitness receives in the pink shirt, post 7. Cool Fitness, soft touch on the rebote. Anderluck runs up, blasts it back from the forehand. What a rebote effort for Cool Fitness. That was a great try. Unfortunately, hit the pad, 0.6.
And Stu, as we noted yesterday, that pad is always bad.
Pad is always bad. Here is purple shirt of post 8, number 30, Diaz. Anderluck from the forehand, blasted inside. Scores on the second bounce, 0.6. 6 on the board with 3 points. Here's post 2, Bueno. Good pickup by Bueno on the backside. Bueno with a tip ball at the 11 line, 0.6. Straight points to a possible game point here for Anderluck in the yellow shirt of post 6. Trying to stop him, Ikeda. Ikeda from the forehand. Anderluck looks for the rebote. Forehand rebote to the outside, a little too far out of play. 0.1, play continues. 1 on the board with 3 points, serving to post 4. Here in the green shirt, El Barba. Ikeda comes strong from the forehand. Beautiful throw by El Barba. Ikeda's there. What a catch by El Barba. A little too hard on the throw. 0.1. Possible game point for the red shirt at post 1. Ikeda trying to stop him. Post 5, CRB. CRB from the backhand. What a catch by CRB at the 11 line. Ikeda blasts it, and it scores. Point and game to the red shirt of post 1, Ikeda. No playoff here, 6 places, 3 shows. 1 comes in first, 6 comes in second, 3 comes in third. Unofficial order finish for Game 5.
Again, Stu, this Ikeda guy, 23. We were just talking about that number in basketball. It's a pretty good number, that 23, in all the sports, actually.
One of the things that Ikeda's doing that's in particular, he's got a very, very high degree of concentration. Jai-Alai is significantly a mental game. I mean, you say all sports are. I mean, obviously, if you're whatever it is that you're doing, concentration has so much to do with it. But especially in Jai-Alai, because it really is, when you get out there, it is you against the opponent, but it is you with the ball.
Yeah.
You have, when the ball's thrown, no matter where the ball's thrown, you've got to get to it. That gets us to the prices for Game 6. The Quinella 1-6. That's first and second in any order, returning $15. The trifecta 163 108.20. Yeah, that is the one thing with Ikeda, showing tremendous concentration. And realistically, it's that's one of the things that people have talked about for years with Jai-Alai, is sometimes they'll question whether or not something is up, and obviously it's not. I mean, realistically, a player wakes up. So a player, yesterday, a common question. Yesterday he ran the game out straight, and then he won 2 games after that. And today he can't catch 2 balls in a row. It's like, sorry, today he woke up with gas. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
It's.
Right, and it's similar to other sports.
Anything.
I was actually talking about this with one of my friends, and similar to other sports, if you're a wide receiver in the NFL or a running back in the NFL, you're not used to dropping passes, or you're not used to fumbling the football if you're a running back. But sometimes you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you have a bad day, you may have a fumble, you may have 2, you may have 3. And that's sort of, the parallel to that is these guys are professionals, but they are human at the end of the day, and they do make mistakes, and, it's hard for them to make every catch, especially if you're up close like we are. You see, there's not a lot of room to make the catch. This ball is coming at over 100 miles an hour. It's basically, like a tennis fan. You're returning a Novak Djokovic serve, pretty much, catching that and returning it almost every time. So the ball's coming quick. You have little time. You are going to make those small mistakes, and they do add up, at the end of the day.
It's not just true in terms of catch. I mean, you say, well, why does this rebote go? The wall is big and glassy. Why don't you hit it every time?
Yeah.
Well, you're set up. Let's take an example. Let's say you're set up at the 9 line. The ball goes over your head. You got to turn around and throw the rebote. It's not coming to the same spot on the 9 line every time. Sometimes it's going to come to the 8.5. Sometimes it's going to come to the 8 3/4. Sometimes it's going to come to the 9. So you need to make those adjustments, and that does come with experience. Yeah. And again, one of the things that sets our players apart, as we said since the beginning, the most professional experience any of them have is 3 years.
Yeah.
Some of them only have a year of professional experience. Now, Ikeda specifically has a few more years of amateur experience. Kubala, of course, has several years of amateur experience on the west coast of Florida. So those are the differences, but it does come with time and moving with the ball. That's one of the things that you'll be able to see as you watch Jai-Alai. If you get into it, you'll be able to see how some players move a little bit more naturally to the ball. That's one of the things that absolutely stands out about Douglas. Douglas, our top player last year. I mean, he won by significantly more games, won by almost 100 more games.
Yeah.
And the key there is, so is he that much more dominant? Well, he does a lot of things really well, but one thing that he does in particular really well is the way he moves to the ball. Mm-hmm. And moving to the ball is a function of seeing it, coming through the air or on the bounce, and naturally walking to it to make your catches easy, to catch it above your waist. Occasionally you catch it on the bounce, but...
And that's reaction going back to probably his baseball days where he was a top-ranked pitcher coming out of high school. Reaction is a big part of baseball, and as a pitcher, ball's coming at you pretty quickly. You got to react and make those plays and be in the right position. So, it's not necessarily all about speed. We have a lot of guys on this roster who are fast and might be quick, but really positioning in this sport.
Now, that's one of the things that we've talked about with Douglas is with training the other players. It's like sometimes guys get down in the offseason. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, he's beatable. He's absolutely beatable. In fact, they're not listening right now, but one of the weaknesses that Douglas has is his lateral movement.
Yeah.
He does not move well to the right and in front of him. Don't get me wrong, he moves good enough. Yeah. Obviously, he won a number of games, but if you get Douglas off, the thing you don't want to do is you do not want to give him the ball in the middle of the court.
Yeah.
Keep it on the sidewall, put him in the corner, move him to the outside, move him around a little bit. That's one way specifically of playing against Douglas. Yeah. We've got 2 minutes till post time in Game 6. Game 6 is now just 2 minutes away. We're going to be closing out the pick threes, and pick 3 pools are looking actually very good. The 2, the 4, and the 8 with $464 if those numbers come in.
It's pretty good payoff.
And a respectable trifecta pool in this next game, $523. That's total money in the pool.
And for those bettors at home, just to clarify that point, Stu, one of the things for me, I didn't understand at first. You see all these numbers on this screen, and it could get a little overwhelming at times. You see the Quinella there. It has a dollar amount next to it, the exacta and the trifecta in the top right of your screen. Those are money specifically bet into those pools. So when you see the payoffs, every pool is separate. The money isn't totaled. All the money that isn't divided amongst the win. If you bet the Quinella, that $69 that's in there right now, that is the amount that will be paid out. It doesn't include that $562 that would be in the trifecta pool. Just to clarify for those betting, what those numbers mean.
And that's the function of parimutuels. You're not betting against the house. The house has absolutely no stake in the outcome of the game. In fact, we would like to, if we're focusing on the wagering, right now we're focused on people enjoying highlight, but if we were focusing on the wagering, we just want to see more churn. We want to see more bets being made. Right now, not the case. We're happy with what we see in these pools as long as the customers are happy with it.
Yes.
You're betting against each other. You're betting against anybody else who's betting a Quinella or betting an exacta or trifecta. That's who you're betting against.
And there's no that, the house has the advantage in this type of parimutuel thing. These guys are out there and, they're really playing.
Last 20 years or so, the house has no advantage in parimutuels whatsoever.
Certainly not.
No advantage. And we're ready to go with game number 6. This is our 6th game, a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points, points double after the first round of play. Serving, red shirt at post 1, number 77, El Barba. Receiving in the blue at post 2, number 23, Ikeda. El Barba serves. Game 6 begins. Powerful throw by Ikeda. Scores! Point 2. 2 serves to the white shirt of post 3. Number 1, Anderluck. The matchup of Ikeda and Anderluck. Over serve. Ball's got to land between the 4 and 7 line on a serve. That went past the 7. This point goes to the 3. Next matchup, Anderluck and Ben. Ben receives in the green shirt of post 4. It's a beautiful serve by Anderluck. Coming in right at the 12 line. Strong backhand by Ben. Anderluck with the rebote on the left side. Anderluck coming cross court to catch it on the forehand. He goes hard to the inside. Ben lets it pass. Nice try by Ben. That's going to land out of play. Point 3.
And a nice catch by the front judge.
That front judge is Manuel. Beautiful catch. Catch as well. Black shirt to post 5. Kubala receives. What a catch by Kubala, pulling it from the side wall. Here's Anderluck.
Wow.
Beautiful carom throw by Anderluck. Scores. Sidewall, front wall, floor to the outside of the court. That's the carom. Point 3.
And Kubala does always have exceptional positioning. Probably one he'd like to have back. He was really good, even though that was coming hard.
Here's post 6 in the yellow shirt. Bueno receives. What a serve by Anderluck again. Great catch by Bueno. Ball grabbed a hold of the side wall. All you can do is get out of the way when that happens. Point 6.
We dubbed that the Magic City bounce, Stu.
Great throw by Douglas. Here's Bueno from the forehand. Scoop by Douglas. Juggling on the scoop. Ball was bobbled in the cesta. Ball has to be caught and stopped, either in the air or on the scoop. Point 6. Here's post 8 to complete the first round of play. Carballo. Over serve. Once again, ball's going to land between the 4 and 7 line. That past the 7. Here's point for the 8. That completes the first round of play. All points are now double. First matchup of the second round goes to Carballo and El Barba. El Barba on the backhand to the inside. Carballo trying to get it to the front wall. Difficult rebote. Point 1.
And he's kind of mastered that spinning rebote, if you will. That one just catches the top of the pad.
On the court, ready to receive again in the blue of post 2, Ikeda. Ikeda, strong backhand. Rebote, left side to the inside. Ikeda picks it up. El Barba again. That's a nice forehand by El Barba. Here's Ikeda from the 10 line. El Barba moving forward, can't complete the catch. Point 2. Two on the board with 3 points. Here's post 4, Ben. Ben, strong backhand. Ikeda, forehand rebote. Scoop attempt, missed. Point 2. Possible game point for Ikeda in the blue of post 2. Here's post 5, Kubala. Kubala, strong reverse. Rebote coming out. Ikeda's there. That's a nice rebote from the forehand of Ikeda. Kubala at the side wall. Wow. Very difficult play. Great catch by Kubala. Great catch by
That's gonna
Ikeda.
do it.
And that return is picture perfect. He rolled it right over his shoulder, put it back inside. Beautifully executed by Ikeda. Point and game. Post 2, Ikeda. 2 wins it. 3 comes in second. 6 serves to 1 for third place. Wow, that was nice. It's a nice reverse. Catch by Bueno. El Barba with a beautiful scoop and a hard backhand. Bueno, nice rebote. Great pickup by El Barba. Cortada by El Barba. That scores. Point and show. The red shirt of post 1, El Barba. Unofficial order finish 2-3-1.
A couple really good points to close that game out, Stu.
That was absolutely stunning. I mean, that was inspired play.
As you like to say,
Ikeda.
that is highlight.
That is highlight. That is highlight. I mean, for Ikeda to wind up and look like he was going outside and just twist his back just slightly to bring the cesta over the top and put that ball back inside. Kubala thought he was throwing outside. Kubala committed to it. That's perfectly placed. And this last round that we just saw with El Barba and Bueno, El Barba stayed on top of it. Again, you can't. It seems like it doesn't need to be said that, catching is so important. But especially for these guys who are, again, with only 2 and 3 years experience or 1.5 years experience, you really need to you really need to focus on catching, and it's by no means easy.
And once you get that catching down, it makes it easier to think about, killing shots and, doing all the other important things. Once you can get that down, and it becomes second nature. And as the prices come up on the screen,
we have the prices for Game 6. Trifecta, 2-3-1. That's in any order. First, second, and third, 245.60. The Quinella, that's first and second in any order, 2-3. Always disappears just when you're about to read it. I'm seeing the same thing that folks at home are seeing, so there we go, $18. $2 Quinella, 2-3. 2-3 or 3-2, $18. There's an exacta there. 2-3, that order, $26.20. Up next, Game 7 in this 9-game performance. Game 7, a spectacular 7 singles match. Spectacular 7 means that points double after the first round of play. We hope it's a spectacular game, but spectacular 7 scoring means it's basically the title of the game, that points are going to double after the first round of play. Game 7 is also going to close out today's High Five jackpot. This is the time of day where we always sit back and, because obviously we don't have any direct access to the computers that tabulate the wagering back here. So we just look at the screen like everyone else does and see if there's any of those $2,000 payoffs that are lingering. So it's actually become something that we look forward to. That is the High Five jackpot. It's got a $2,000 guarantee, and doesn't look like we're going to have a high five today. Obviously, we're going to have a high five, but 4 of 5 numbers returning $400 on the 3, it looked like. But yeah, it didn't hit the matinee yesterday, but the high five hit last night, so we made it through 2 performances before it was hit.
That was pretty good, better than the first time around.
Someone cashing in on 2,000. I think that's fantastic. That's what we like to see.
Absolutely.
Game 7 is up next. Tennessee is going to be serving in post 1. That's the red shirt. We're looking at Tennessee, Cool Fitness, Juice, Vuelo, Lamonte, Fred, CRB, and Acier. Mix of some of the early middle guys and the early guys. Or as you said, I believe it was AAA and AA?
AA, AAA, and then MLB.
And MLB.
Like 3 levels they have in baseball. There's actually more than 3 in baseball, but we're not going to get into the details of that. That's even.
Why confuse people even worse than they're already confused if they don't know if they don't know? But who doesn't know baseball? Well, I say who doesn't know highlight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously you bring that up, Sue. It's more the main point. We kind of have a minor league type feel here, where all the guys are professional, if you will, but. There are different levels in terms of that professional level. Like golf, there's many mini tours, and there's the PGA Tour, and then there's tours in Europe, there's tours in Asia. There's all these smaller ones, even one that I actually happen to play on down in South Florida. Just small little tours.
That is a shameless plug, Andrew.
That is a shameless.
That is. So you're that good. Okay, let's hear about your golf career.
We're not going to get into it.
No, it sounds like you're great. Let's hear about it.
We're not going to get into it because I actually did something that I shouldn't have done. Is I went back and I looked at some of my results in high school, and it was a state tournament my senior year.
You're not supposed to do this until you're like in your 40s or 50s.
Yeah, right.
Looking back to
I'm reminiscing. This guy's 22. Are you kidding me?
Things that bleak now, you have to look back.
We're in the twilight of a mediocre career, listeners, folks. So give me my chance to talk it up for a second here.
By all means, please.
No, but that was tough. I was coming to the 18th hole. We were right there to compete for the state title, and I made a triple bogey, and I forgot about that for a while. I remember I came off the course pretty frustrated, and I didn't remember exactly what happened, and I remembered that, and that's when I was officially done with golf, and that's why I'm here. I mean, I'm announcing Jai-Alai.
From golf to Jai-Alai. Impressive. I last played golf, I think. Well, if anybody lives here in South Florida and you're watching, last golf course I played golf at was Kings Bay. You've never heard of it, right? Yeah. Now it's now referred to as Deering Bay, down in the southeast section of the United States, southeast section of South Florida. Beautiful course. The front 9 was all woods, and the back 9 was all water.
God.
Yeah, so it was a terrible
It
place
was,
to learn.
you know,
That's why I quit playing golf. It's because I was either standing in the woods, and when you're doing it in July and August in South Florida, if you're in the woods, mosquito season, and then a swamp in the backcourt, because basically all of South Florida here is swamp.
Yeah,
so.
that's the one thing. One of my friends asked me, said, "Is it really that hot in Florida in the summer?"
In August?
Yeah, it is. It is that hot.
That seat on the back of your legs, especially if I want the leather seats. Right.
Yeah.
Then,
right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. In the steering wheel. You notice how they have, and the whole country's prejudiced against basically us here in South Florida, because you know how the steering wheel warms, it doesn't cool. We could use a cooling steering wheel in the summer.
Then consider, they got to think about Florida, the rest of the world. We're just burning up down here.
This is true. We have 2 minutes till post in game number 7. Game 7 is now just 2 minutes away.
We mentioned my short-lived golf career. Stu, you played a little highlight yourself back in the day.
Not professionally, to be clear. I started playing. Actually, the first time I went around highlight there's allegedly. My mom, who's listening, says that there's a picture of me in a baby carriage next to the amateur court at Orbea's. Orbea's used to be an amateur highlight here in South Florida.
Wow.
That was a long, long time ago, but I first conscious memories of highlight were when I was 4 and 5 years old. I used to go on the weekends with my father. I started playing when I was 13 in the Miami Highlight School. Wow. And then the greatest gift that I've ever given to highlight was making sure that I did not try to play professional. No, it is. It's all seriousness. Highlight is one of those sports that's kind of unusual. Anybody who plays and can catch 2 and 3 balls in a row suddenly feels that they can play highlight against anybody. Bring on Goycochea. Not me. I always knew better than that. Can't catch 2 balls in a row? Don't play. We now begin game number 7, a spectacular 7 singles match. Played at 7 points, all points double after the first round of play. Serving in red shirt post 1, Tennessee. Receiving in the blue post 2, Cool Fitness. First matchup, Tennessee versus Cool Fitness in game 7. Tennessee serves. Game 7 begins. Tennessee sets up for the rebote. He plays it from the left side. The hard throw by Cool Fitness. Tennessee's there. Can't hold on. Point 2. 2 now serves to the white shirt at post 3. Here's Juice. Juggling. Ball was caught, but then bounced. Point 3. Next matchup, Juice and Willow. Juice in the white shirt at post 3. Hard thrown ball on the backhand of Willow. Juice is there, sends it out of play. Point 4.
I'd like to see Juice have a little more control on that rebote. He was in a really good position. Didn't need to throw it that hard. All he needs to do is get it off the front wall.
Now receiving in the black shirt at post 5. Here's number 26, Lamonte in the black shirt. Below has a tip ball at the 8 line, point 5. Here now to receive, yellow shirt at post 6. Here's Fred. That's a hard thrown backhand by Fred. Lamonte having to make an adjustment to try to get that rebote. Just missed. Point 6. Here's post 7, CRB. Fred makes the forehand rebote save. CRB on the run, could not get to it, showing some good foot speed, but got to get behind the ball. Point 6.
He was like a receiver tracking down a football back in his playing days there, Stu.
A highlight play played like a football player. Here is the purple shirt of post 8, Asier. Ball tipped on the forehand of Fred, point 8. That completes the first round of play. All points are now double through the end of the game. Receiving, post 1 in the red shirt, Tennessee. Asier makes a nice rebote. Then is hit with the ball trying to get out of the way. That's loss of point. Point 1. One on the board with 2 points, serving to post 2. Here's Cool Fitness. Strong backhand by Cool Fitness.
Oh.
That's a one-handed grab by Tennessee. Should have used 2 hands because he bobbled it. Point 2.
Yeah, that second hand definitely would have helped probably to stabilize the catch, keep that ball from rolling in the cesta.
Eventually, everyone will learn. 2 on the board with 3 points, serving to post 3. Juice. It's a nice backhand throw by Cool Fitness. Here's Juice. Juice hooked it to the floor on the rebote, point 2. Possible game point for post 2. Cool Fitness trying to stop him post 4. Vuelo. Ball tip, that is point, and game to the blue shirt of post 2, Cool Fitness. 2 wins it. We're now going to have a playoff for second and third place. 6 serves to 1. Fred serves to Tennessee. Nice hard serve by Fred. Tennessee's there. Fred reaching up and makes a good catch. Here's Tennessee from the 11 line. Looking to get a big bounce. And he's got it to score. One comes in second, 6 comes in third. 2-1-6 will be the official order of finish for Game 7. Coming in first, post 2, Cool Fitness. Second, post 1, Tennessee. Coming in third, post 6, Fred. 2-1-6, the official order of finish for game number 7. And we were talking about my experience in highlight. Actually, even though I don't have a lot of respect for my own game, I did train for 5 years in the highlight school, which is pretty extensive. Most people actually got a professional contract by then. Yeah.
Number of years. So he's selling himself short out here. I think I've seen him play a little bit. I've seen him throw. He's still got it, folks. Don't worry.
Yeah. We'll read the prices, then I'll say why that's, significant in my own mind. Anyway, $2 Quinella 1-2 in any order. First and second any order. 51.60. The trifecta 216, 297.40. The high five 18122. 4 of 5 numbers returning $236. It's again 4 of 5 numbers returning $236 with a carryover jackpot of $236. Half of that jackpot does carry forward. Half of that wager, rather, carries forward into the jackpot that continues to grow. We guarantee it at $2,000 for the high five, but if it grows past the $2,000, that's all up for grabs. Anyway, one of the things that I'm responsible here is training. Juan Ramon Arrasate, arguably one of the greatest players of the 80s and 90s at Miami Jai-Alai, someone who I had the pleasure of watching for many years, is our player manager. And I was brought in to work the hours that he couldn't, use some of that training that I had 30 years ago, and then 30 years of watching Jai-Alai. And obviously one of the things that we focus on, I am an absolute traditionalist when it comes to Jai-Alai. So the reason why you heard me make the semi-derogatory comment about two hands is you do want to use two hands when you catch the ball on the left side. Some of the baseball players, specifically Carballo in Tennessee, and occasionally Douglas, but Douglas is showing a lot more discipline where that's concerned. Mm-hmm. They reach out with the cesta on the left side. Now, it's one thing. One-handed grabs do happen. I mean, if you're moving outside and the guy turns it back inside and you have to get back inside.
Sometimes you have no choice.
Exactly. Sometimes you absolutely have no choice. But whenever you are able to stabilize yourself, it increases, and that's all we're about. We're about increasing the likelihood of completing a catch. We're about increasing the likelihood about throwing a shot. So, look, these players come from, a couple of them played professional ball. Some of them played, a majority of them have played high school and college ball. And the issue there is that sometimes, as competitive as they get, they turn it up. They want to throw stuff that, it's a little bit beyond their skill level right now. There's no question about it. So, and part of the thing about that is that you're not just doing it for yourself and trying to win that 150 or 25 for yourself. Mm-hmm. You're doing it because people are betting on you.
Right.
And so, it's like someone betting on you doesn't want to see if you can slice cheese between the front wall and the pad.
They want you to throw it off the front wall and just keep it in play.
Exactly. They would rather not have you do that. And also, so these are the things that's been interesting about this training process the last 3 years is curbing some hot shot habits with some of the guys. Obviously, you want to see them do exciting things. And if you were watching, that was something else. We have Tennessee here who's wearing this schmata on his face, and I think it's distracting because he just jumped on three people at the back wall. We'll have to talk to him about that.
Probably can't see very well either.
I think he wanted to wear that before the whole COVID thing, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know why.
He's got 2020.
He's got
it's like the Rip Hamilton face mask. Richard Hamilton. Rip. No, you Stu.
No.
Rip now.
Who is this?
He played on the Pistons to Rip.
There you see, you're getting frustrated with me, and then you're kicking the window.
No, Rip Hamilton actually he broke his nose early in his NBA career, and he got so comfortable playing with a mask on that even after his nose was recovered, he ended up playing with the mask the rest of his career. So the masked man, maybe that could be Tennessee's new thing coming up. Who knows?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could definitely be. We obviously looked at, with the COVID mitigation stuff that we're doing here, where we looked into potentially having them play with masks, but some guys, if you're huffing and puffing and you're putting forth a lot of exertion there, it's not conducive. No, masks aren't conducive to running. They're not conducive to that. So fortunately, by having everyone test negative, hey, we establish a good baseline, and so far so good. We're healthy, and we hope everyone out there watching is healthy as well. 3 minutes to post in game number 8.
Yes, so and going back to what you were talking about with some of those baseball guys, and I think why it's such a natural reaction for them is the baseball glove is obviously a lot wider than this cesta. So, when they're used to making those scoop plays, I know Carballo was an outfielder, but Tennessee was a pitcher getting more ground balls coming into, and quickly, you typically, like I said in baseball, you don't have that much time to react. So when the ball's coming and you're reaching out, you get comfortable making those one-handed plays because you may have much more surface area. And in this game, and everything's moving so quickly, I think it's more of a mental thing. You just don't really think about it all the time. You're like, okay, I know I can make this catch, but it's obviously maybe half the size of a baseball glove or half the width to be able to make that catch.
One of the comparisons that someone else made recently was saying that it was, compared with the baseball glove, it was like trying to catch it with a baseball glove that you can't close.
Right.
Yeah. And that's so now I would add to that, it's like a baseball glove that you can't close where you got a half-inch margin of error on either side, so you better get it centered and you better give. We have 2 minutes till post in game number 8. Just a reminder, we do have a scratch. This was the last game that Jedden was scheduled to be in. Jedden is scratched in game 8, post 1. He's replaced by number 29, Vuelo. Game 8, post 1. Scratch Jedin. Replace Jedin with Vuelo. Game 8 will also conclude today's Mighty Ocho jackpot.
A couple streaks on the line here in Game 8. I think he's won all of his appearances today. Still in the money in all of his games. Something to look forward to there if he could keep that going. And Vuelo, that's interesting. Vuelo playing with maybe the AAA guys. That'll be a good test for him and see really how he stacks up against these guys.
If Vuelo puts his mind to it, he can do well. There's absolutely no question about that.
Yeah, and we talked about Vuelo yesterday. Something interesting with him is he grew up, a lot of these guys, football, basketball, baseball, sports where you're tracking a ball and all that. He actually grew up competing in Taekwondo, so he's never played any ball sports, and that's a pretty big disadvantage when really the key to this game is catching, and that really makes everything else easy. So, injury concerns with him and staying on the court is, that's a guy with a ton of potential if he could stay healthy.
And the Taekwondo tidbit, I was able to say that without fluffing, brings us to game number 8. A spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt at post 1 and substituting for the scratched Jedin is number 29, Vuelo. Receiving in the blue at post 2, number 1, Anderluck. There's the serve. We begin. Game number 8. With an overserve. Point 2. 2 now serves to the white shirt of post 3. Number 37, Tennessee receives. The matchup of Anderluck versus Tennessee. What a serve by Anderluck. Coming in hard, but not to the inside. Anderluck on the left side. Catch by Tennessee on the forehand. Robote forehand played nicely by Anderluck. Tennessee holds on to it. That's that one-handed grab, point 2.
Yeah, Tennessee knows it too. Just when we were talking about it, probably could have let that go, maybe had a chance on the Robote, but point goes to Anderluck there.
Hard thrown ball. Green shirt at post 4 receives. Here's Ikeda. What a serve, what a catch. Robote coming way out. Anderluck, forehand Robote. Ikeda climbing the wall, gets back down in time to try to throw the Robote. Just missed. Point 2.
And you see sometimes, as long as the player doesn't touch the ball first time around, they can play the Robote off the back wall.
Black shirt at post 5, Ben receives. Another tremendous serve by Anderluck. Ben, beautiful, beautiful backhand. Anderluck throws it hard, Ben's there. Anderluck switches to the forehand to make the catch. Handles it nicely. Here's Ben. Robote coming in too hard, too fast to get your cesta in front of it. Point 2. 2 on the board with 4 points, serving to post 6. Here's number 77, El Barba. The matchup, Anderluck versus El Barba. Anderluck on the Robote. El Barba winds up. Scoop attempt missed. Point 6. Six serves to 7. Bueno. Bueno from the left side. El Barba for the rebote. On the left side.
Oh,
Outside
yes.
placement of the rebote scores. Well thrown by El Barba, 0.6.
And there's just really no defense for that shot, Stu, especially the rebote just fired it to the outside. No chance for Bueno.
Really well thrown. Here's the purple shirt at post 8, Diaz. Diaz on the backhand. Off the tip of El Barba Cesta, 0.8. That completes the first round of play. All points are now double. First to return in the second round, Vuelo. Excellent serve by Diaz. Stays close to the side wall and scores, 0.8. 8 on the board with 3 points, serving the returning 3 posts. The white shirt, here's Tennessee. Beautiful throw by Tennessee. This one sent to the overhead screen, 0.3.
And again, Machu Picchu taking another victim today, Stu.
I haven't heard that in a year. Here is green shirt at post 4, Ikeda. Tennessee goes for the scoop, missed it, used 2 hands. Yes, I see you use 2 hands. Very good. 0.4. Here's the black shirt at post 5, Ben. Ikeda from the forehand at the 10 line. Point 4. Here's post 2, Anderluck. Ball missed by Anderluck on the left side. 0.4.
Yeah, we had a really good view of that serve, Stu. I think Anderluck was anticipating it coming off that sidewall a little more than it did. It just snuck by on the inside.
Receiving post 7. Bueno. Rebote comes to the forehand of Ikeda. Here's Bueno from the 10 line with a drop ball, 0.4. Point and game, ladies and gentlemen, for the green shirt of post 4, Ikeda. No playoff here, 2 places, 8 shows. Unofficial order finish 4-2-8.
Stu, and if I'm not mistaken, that's a 4-bagger for Ikeda, meaning his 4th win of the day. 4 of 4.
He's had an outstanding day. No question about it.
And I thought one of those times maybe would have given him the old announcer's curse, and maybe, but he has really played through that and exceptionally well to start this season. Really impressed with his play.
Coming in first, game 8, post 4, Ikeda. Taking second, post 2. Coming in third, post 8, Diaz. 4-2-8. Official order finish for game 8. And our Quinella, first and second in any order, 2-4, $8.40. The trifecta, 4-2-8. Vanish from the screen just as I was reading it. Trifecta 4-2-8, 114.60. If you did the box, $28.65. The Mighty Ocho, 561-81224. 3 of 8 numbers returning $7.60. Carrier jackpot, $65.60. And again, we have a $1,000 guarantee in that Mighty Ocho. Up next, today's last game. Game 9. A spectacular 9 superfecta match. That means this game is played to 9 points. Points still double after the first round of play. Returns cash on first through fourth place, offering a superfecta wager. Similar to the trifecta, just involves the first 4 numbers, first, second, third, and fourth. Post time for game number 9. The time we're going to begin game number 9. The last game of the afternoon is just 7 minutes away.
Now, one of these days, Stu, what do you think? Someone's probably got to hit this Mighty Ocho. Although, I mean, getting 8 of the 9 games correct, the first 8 games, I mean, that's pretty tough. But one of these days, you expect that it's going to happen.
Well, what's going to, I mean, what if no one hits it before we get to the $1,000 guarantee? If this continues, I mean, obviously a pick 8 is considerably more difficult than a pick 5,
right,
or, because you have 3 more numbers.
Right.
So realistically, once the pot begins to grow and it begins to gain interest, which, people who focus on some of these jackpot wagers, they're looking to cash in
right,
as best they can. Mm-hmm. So as the pot grows and it becomes more worth the while, as they say, it'll definitely get more action. And then by definition, because the more money that's bet into it, the more money
comes out,
the more money builds in the jackpot. And as that happens, I think we'll definitely see that grow. The high 5 clearly is the most popular thing in terms of wagering that we've done. In fact, so popular, I mean, last year I saw the list of payoffs and it was like, wow. I mean, it basically it turned us into an ATM. No, it really did.
I mean, Stu is obviously kidding, but yeah, I mean, I think there was a stretch there where maybe 3 sessions in a row was maybe the record. I mean, that's incredible. Someone getting 5 of those in a row with, I mean, there were doubles games mixed in there, singles games, different players. I mean, you had to know about all these guys on the roster, all these combinations, and really know your stuff.
I mean,
about
it was
the
almost
game.
worth for a period of time there. I think we were considering sending Douglas to the Cayman Islands so he could relax for a few days, so the jackpot could build a little bit. It's like, hey, Matt, take a couple days off.
Help the team. A team player here, absolutely.
Yeah, take a couple days off.
And you mentioned, obviously, Douglas doing these player comparisons. If you're a big NBA fan, one of the young stars in the game, I like to compare Douglas to a guy like Luka Doncic. Obviously, if you're an NBA fan or maybe even just a sports fan, he is one of the top rising stars in the sport. Pretty much dominated the competition. That's what Douglas did last year. Stu mentioned he had 181 singles wins, and he started the season, what was it about, Stu, 3 or 4 weeks late with an injury. So almost could have had probably 200 wins if he was fully healthy last year. Just both Luka and obviously Douglas, natural ability to play the sport, unmatched swagger, confidence on the court. They execute highlight reel shots. They're extremely poised for a guy of their age. And you see Douglas, and you can't really tell the age of these guys out there. I mean, the fact that he is only, he's younger than me.
20.
He's 2 years younger than me. It makes me feel old a little bit.
Yeah, that's. I was thinking about that when you walked in. I said, God, this guy's aging. It's the mustache, actually. It's the mustache. You're still going with that, aren't you?
Still going with the mustache. I will say, I'm kind of in this conundrum now with the mustache. If I come back and I shave it, it makes it seem like I was getting pressure from you, my mom, maybe some other people to shave it off. But if I, so it's interesting. But I did look last night and I didn't like it. So it's starting.
I'll go with the benevolent grandfather. Do what makes you happy. Just do what makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy.
Andrew. I think next week you may see a different Andrew.
We have two minutes till post in Game 9. Game 9 is just 2 minutes away, and there's a scratch. Jedin scheduled to play Game 9. He's out with a back injury. Replaced by El Barba. Game 9, post 8. Scratch Jedin replaced Jedin with El Barba. Post time now less than 2 minutes away. 2 minutes till we begin our 9th and final game of this afternoon performance. Here's a third and final call for all wagering in Game 9. Last call. Last chance to make those wagers if you're betting on Game 9. Last call.
And again, if you'd like to bet and you don't know how, watchandwager.com, one of the places that you can sign up, make an account, and deposit money, and then you'll be able to wager on Magic City Jai-Alai, among many other things. And I think with Watch and Wager, is there certain state restrictions or everyone can play?
Be honest with you, I don't know.
Not sure. I don't know how it works, but definitely check it out. Look on Watch and Wager if you're interested in what you see. Game 9 coming up right now.
We now begin our 9th and final game of the afternoon performance. Spectacular 9 superfecta match. This game will be played to 9. That's 9 points. All points double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt of post 1 is Carballo, receiving the blue post 2, Kubala. The matchup of Kubala and Carballo. There's the serve. We begin Game 9. Carballo goes to the floor, missed the forehand rebote. This point goes to the 2. First point of the 9th game goes to the blue shirt of post 2. Kubala, this gives us our next matchup. Kubala and Anderluck. Anderluck receives in the white shirt of post 3. It's a great serve. Excellent serve by Kubala, but an equally good catch by Anderluck. Anderluck moved up on the ball beautifully. Kubala sets for the rebote. Strong reverse by Anderluck. Scores point 3. Three now serves to the green shirt of post 4, receiving number 13, Douglas. Powerful reverse by Douglas. Anderluck goes to the floor, cannot make the play, point 4.
And sometimes those rebotes don't come out equally as far, depending on the spin, a bunch of factors. That one certainly not where Anderluck thought it was going to go.
Black shirt at post 5 receives. Here's number 7, Ben. Ben with a good catch down low. Ball stays on the sidewall. Beautifully thrown by Ben and scoring point 5.
That's the key to the games, too. Keeping it along that sidewall makes it exponentially tougher for your opponent to make the catch.
No question about it. Here is the yellow shirt at post 6. Ikeda. Ball tipped on the left side of Ben. Point 6. Six serves to the pink shirt of post 7, Bueno. Bueno on the reverse. Here's Ikeda. Ikeda from the forehand. Ikeda on the forehand again. This time he passes. Bueno, what a save at the side wall. That's beautiful. Ikeda takes a look, throws it hard. Bueno to the outside. Bueno hangs in there, makes a beautiful catch. What a catch. What an almost catch. Fantastic point between Ikeda and Bueno. Point goes to the 6.
Definitely the point of the year there, Stu.
Here's the purple shirt at post 8, El Barba. He's substituting for Jedden. El Barb on the rebote, nicely played. Ikeda with the hop, makes the catch. Back inside he goes, where it scores, point 6. 6 on the board with 3 points. Here's post 1, Carballo. Point 6. 6 on the board with 5 points, serving 2. Post 2, Kubala. Rebote forehand by Ikeda. Ikeda, another fine rebote. Here's Kubala from the 9 line. Nice reverse to the inside. Kubala again. Puts it back. Ikeda sets. Outside placement of the forehand rebote is stopped by Kubala. Kubala's return stopped by Ikeda. Ikeda goes to the inside. Kubala on the run. Almost got to it. Point 6. Beautifully played by Kubala and Ikeda.
And Kubala's just so good at keeping the point going. You see Ikeda shaking his head at the end of there, almost as if to say, how did that point go on so long?
Possible perfect game here for post 6 Ikeda. Trying to stop him, Anderluck. Point and a perfect game to the yellow shirt of post 6 Ikeda. 6 wins it, 4-5, 2-3. Pair off. Looks like a pair off playoff. Well, it's 4 serves to 5. Beautiful serve by Douglas. Nice and deep. Ben's there. Ben, strong reversal. Too strong. That hit the overhead screen. Point 4. 2 now serves to 3. Beautiful throw by Anderluck. Kubala. Outside placement. Missed. Point 3. Four now serves 3. Powerful throw by Anderluck. Douglas, rebote on the forehand. Douglas, left side rebote, inside. Here's Anderluck. Rebote comes out. Douglas plays it. Anderluck catches it. Point and place to post 3. 4 shows, 5 serves to 2. This is quad point. That's an overserve. Point and quad, which is 4th place, 2, post 2. Unofficial order finish, 6-3, 4-2. Results from Game 9 are now official. Coming in first, post 6, Ikeda. Second, post 3, Anderluck. Coming in third, post 4, Douglas. Taking the quad, post 2, Kubala. 6-3-4-2. Unofficial order finish. Or official order finish, actually.
And it's Stu, I got to think it's day for the record books here. I don't know if anyone at Magic City in our 3 years, 5 wins in one day. Has anyone done that? Been Douglas.
I should say that in the microphone. Performances have days have 2 performances in them. And the payoffs for game number 9 are in. The Quinella 3-6, $35. The first, second, any order. The trifecta 6-3-4, $150.40. And for our only superfecta game, 10-cent super 6-3-4-2, first through fourth in any order, $36.06. That was quite a performance, Andrew. While you're feverishly writing results.
Feverishly writing
results to get them in before they disappear.
Right, exactly. Trying to make the betting public happy, Stu.
Yeah, no, they want the results as soon as possible, and it's our goal to get them their results as soon as we possibly can. Overall, we have now completed 3 performances. A long way off from reaching our goal, which is going to be November 28th or 29th. So we have a lot of highlight ahead of us.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah, last season, you mentioned we started in July, early July, I think the 1st. And this year we have a couple more months of the season, so definitely a longer season. These guys, something that they're not really used to. We'll see how that impacts the standings going on.
Let's not forget that we are back tomorrow, post time, 12 p.m. That means we begin the Sunday matinee performance at 12 p.m. That will do it for us here at Magic City Jai-Alai. We do appreciate you tuning in. We hope to see you again tomorrow, post time, 12 noon, on behalf of myself and, can I say on behalf of Andrew?
Absolutely.
I guess on behalf of both of us and the players, staff, and management. We hope to see you again tomorrow.
Take care, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye.